Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope you all had an awesome day and dinner tonight. And we are getting ready to read The Housemaid. We are now on chapter 25. Hello, Paula. Hello, Ashley. It's good to see you all. And here we're going to get ready to say the prayer for tonight, and we will get started. Tonight's prayer. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. Psalms 56:3. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. Psalms 56:3. What a beautiful prayer. All right, let me get comfortable. Oh, yes. Back to a good book read. I want to thank you all for coming in tonight. And let's see what is going to happen next. Chapter 25. It's a beautiful June evening. I bought a wrap with me, but it's so warm out I end up leaving it in Andrew's car. So I've got nothing beside my white dress and my purse that doesn't match as we wait in line to be allowed into the theater. I gasp when I see the inside of the theater. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in my lifetime. The orchestra alone contains rows and rows of seats. But then, when I lift my head, there are two sets of seats stretching up all the way to the ceiling. And up in the front is a red curtain that is lit from below with tantalizing yellow lights. When I finally tear my eyes away from the sight in front of me, I notice Andrew has an unamused look on his face. "What?" I say. "It's just cute," he said. "The look on your face, I am so used to it, but I love seeing it through your eyes." "It's just so big," I say, self-consciously. And an usher comes in, hands us the playbills, and leads us to our seats. And then comes the really amazing part. He keeps leading us closer and closer and closer. And when we finally get in our seats, I can't believe how close we are to the stage. If I wanted, I could grab the actors by their ankles. Not that I would, because that would definitely violate my parole, but it might be possible. As I sit next to Andrew in one of the best seats of the hottest show in town in this amazing theater, I don't feel like a girl who just got out of prison, who doesn't have a penny to her name, who is working a job she hates. I feel special. Like maybe I deserve to be here. I gaze at Andrew's profile. This is all because of him. He could have been a jerk about the whole thing and charged me for the tickets, or gone with a friend of his. He would have every right to do so, but he didn't. He took me here tonight, and I'll never forget it. "Thank you," I blurt out. He rotates his head to look at me. His lips curl. He is so handsome when he smiles. My pleasure. Over the music playing and the commotion of the people finding their seats, I just barely hear a buzzing sound coming from my purse. It's my phone. I take it out and discover a message from Nina on the screen. Don't forget to put the trash out. I grit my teeth. If anything can bring your fantasies of being more than a maid to a screeching halt, it's a message from your employer telling you to lug the garbage out to the curb. Nina always reminds me about trash day every single week, even though I've never once forgotten. But the absolute worst part is when I see her text. I realize I have forgotten to take the garbage to the curb. I usually do it right after dinner, and the change in the schedule threw me off. It's fine though, I just have to remember to do it tonight when we get back. After Andrew's BMW turns back into a pumpkin. You okay? Andrew's eyebrows are knitted together as he watches me read the text. My warm feeling for him evaporates slightly. Andrew isn't a guy I am dating who is spoiling me with a Broadway show. He's my employer. He's married. He only brought me here because he feels sorry for me for being so uncultured. And I can't let myself forget that. The show is absolutely amazing. I'm literally at the edge of my seat in the 6th row, my mouth hanging open. I can tell why this show is one of the most popular on Broadway. The musical numbers are so catchy. The dance numbers are absolute. And the actor playing the lead is so dreamy. Although I can't help but think he's not as quite as handsome as Andrew. After 3 standing ovations, the show is finally over and the audience starts to filter towards the exits. Andrew leisurely rises from his seat, stretches out a kink in his back. So, how about some dinner? I slide the playbill into my purse. It's risky to save it, but I'm desperate to hold on to the memory of this magical experience. Sounds good. Do you have a place in mind? There's an amazing French restaurant a couple of blocks away. Do you like French food? I've never had French food before, I admit, although I like the fries. He laughs. I think you'll enjoy it. My treat, of course. What do you say? I say that Nina wouldn't enjoy finding out that her husband took me to a Broadway show and then treated me to an expensive French dinner. But what the hell? We're already here. And it's not like the meal would make her more mad than the show alone. May as well go for broke. Sounds good. In my whole life before I worked for the Winchesters, I never could have gone into a French restaurant like the one where Andrew takes me. There's a menu posted on the door, and I only glanced at a few of the prices. But any appetizer would wipe me out for several weeks. But standing next to Andrew, wearing Nina's white dress, I fit in here. Nobody is going to ask me to leave anyway. I'm sure as we walk into the restaurant, Everybody thinks we're a couple. I saw our reflection in the glass outside the restaurant, and we look good together. If I'm honest, we look better as a couple than he and Nina do. Nobody notices that he has a wedding band, and I don't. What they might notice is the way he gently places a hand on the small of my back to lead me to our table, then pulls out a chair for me. "You're such a gentleman," I remark. He chuckles. "Thank my mother, that's the way I was raised." "Well, she raised you right." He beams at me. "She'll be glad to hear that." Of course, it makes me think about Cecilia, that spoilt little brat who seems to get off on ordering me around. Then again, Cecilia has been through a lot. Her mother did try to murder her after all. Excuse me. When the waiter came to take our drink orders, Andrew orders a glass of red wine, so I do the same. I don't even look at the price. It's just going to make me sick. And he already said he's paying. I have no idea what to order. None of the names on the dishes sound familiar. The whole menu is in French. "Do you understand this menu?" "Oui," Andrew says. I raise my eyebrows. "Do you speak French?" "Oui, mademoiselle." He winks at me. I am fluent, actually. I spent my junior year of college studying in Paris. Wow! Not only did I spend any time studying French in college, I never even went to college at all. My high school diploma is a GED. Do you want me to read the menu to you in English? My cheeks grow warm. You don't have to do that. Just pick out some things you think I'll like. He looks pleased by that answer. Okay, I can do that. The waiter arrives with a bottle of wine and 2 glasses. I watch as he uncorks the bottle, pours us both heaping glasses. Andrew gestures for him to leave the bottle. I grab my glass and take a long sip. Oh, that's really good. So much better than the one I get for $5 at the liquor store. How about you? He said. Do you speak any other languages? I shake my head. I'm lucky I speak English. Andrew doesn't smile at my joke. You shouldn't put yourself down, Millie. You have been working for us for months, and you have a great work ethic, and you're obviously smart. I don't know why you would want this job, although we're lucky to have you. Don't you have any other career aspirations? I play with my napkin, avoiding his eyes. He doesn't know anything about me. If he did, he would understand. I don't want to talk about it. He hesitates for just a moment. Then he nods, respecting my request. Well, either way, I'm glad you came out tonight. I lift my eyes, and his brown ones are staring at me across the table. Me too. He looked like he's about to say something more, but then his phone starts ringing. He pulls it out of his pocket and looks at the screen while I take another sip of wine. It is so good. I want to guzzle it. But that would not be a good idea. It's Nina. Maybe it's my imagination. But he has a pained expression on his face. I better take this. I can't hear what Nina is saying, but her shaky voice is audible across the table. She sounds upset. He holds the phone about a centimeter from his ear, wincing with each word. "Nina," he said. Look, it's, yeah, I won't. Nina, just relax. He purses his lips together. I can't talk to you about this right now. I'll see you when you get home tomorrow, okay? Andrew jabs at the button on his phone to end the call. Then he slams the phone on the table next to him. Finally, he picks up his wine glass and drains about half the contents. Everything okay? I ask. Yeah. He presses his fingertips to his temples. I love Nina, but sometimes I can't figure out how my marriage got this way, where 90% of our interactions are her yelling at me. I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry. If it makes you feel better, that describes 90% of my interactions with her also. His lips twitch. Well, we got that in common. So she used to be different? Completely different. He grabs his wine and drains the rest of it. When we met, she was a single mom working 2 jobs. I admired her so much. She had a hard life, and her strength was what drew me to her. And now, she doesn't do anything except complain. She doesn't have any interest in working. She spoils Cecilia. And the worst part of it is, what? He picks up the bottle of wine and fills up his glass again. He runs his finger along the rim. Oh, nothing. Never mind. I shouldn't. He looks around the restaurant. Where is our waiter? I am dying to know what Andrew was about to confess to me. But then our waiter rushes over, eager for a giant tip. He will almost certainly get this from this meal, and it looks like the moment has passed. Andrew orders for the both of us, as he said he would. I don't even ask him what he has ordered, because I want it to be a surprise, and I'm sure it will be incredible. I'm also impressed with his French accent. I've always wished I could speak another language. It's probably too late for me, though. I hope you like what I ordered, he said, almost shyly. I'm sure I will, I smiled at him. You have great taste. I mean, look at your house. Or did Nina pick out everything? He takes another sip from his fresh glass of wine. No, I own the house, and most of the design was done before we were married. Before we even met, actually. Really? Excuse me. Most men who work in the city prefer to have a bachelor pad before they settle down. He snorts. No, I was never interested in that. I was ready to get married. In fact, right before Nina, I was engaged to someone else. Right before Nina? What does that mean? Is he saying that Nina broke up the engagement? Anyway, he said, all I wanted was to settle down, buy a house, have a few kids. At that last statement, his lips turned down. Even though he hasn't mentioned it, I'm sure he's still smarting from learning that Nina would not be able to have any more children. I'm sorry about the... I swish my wine around in the glass. You know, fertility issues. That must be hard on both of you. Yeah. He looks up from his wine glass and blurts out, we haven't had sex since the doctor's visit. I nearly topple my glass on the table. At that moment, the waiter arrives back at our table with our appetizer. It's little circles of bread topped with a pink spread, but I can hardly focus on it after Andrew's confession. Moniz de Swarm, whatever, I can't read the words, y'all. He says as the waiter leaves us, basically smoked salmon, mousse on a baguette. I stare at him. I'm sorry, I should have never said that. It was in bad taste. Let's just, he gestures down at the table, slices of baguette on the table. Let's enjoy dinner. Please forget I said that. And we'll be fine. Every couple goes through a dry spell. Of course. But forgetting what he said about Nina is an exercise in fertility. And that takes us to chapter 26. I'm going to take a small drink. We end up having a great time at dinner. We don't discuss Nina again, and the conversation flows easily, especially after we get to our second bottle of wine. I can't remember the last time I've had such a nice evening. I feel sad when it's coming to an end. Thank you so much for this, I tell him as he pays the check. I'm afraid to even look at it. Just the wine alone probably cost a small fortune. No, thank you. His face is almost glowing. I had a great time. I haven't had this much fun in... He clears his throat. Anyway, it was really fun. Just what I needed. He stands up, signing the check, and sways on his feet. We drank a lot of wine tonight, which wouldn't be the greatest idea under the best circumstances, but I remembered he has to drive us back to Long Island on the highway. Andrew must realize what I'm thinking. He holds on to the table to steady himself. I shouldn't be driving, he acknowledges. No, I say, probably not. He rubs his face. We still have that reservation at the plaza. What do you think? Well, it doesn't take a genius to know this is a huge mistake. We're both drunk. His wife is out of town, and he apparently hasn't had sex in a while. And I haven't had sex in much, much longer while. I should say no. This can't end well. I don't think that's a good idea, I mumble. Andrew lays a hand on his chest. I'll be a perfect gentleman, I swear. It's a suite. There are 2 beds. I know, but you don't trust me? I don't trust me. That's the bigger problem. Well, I can't drive us back to Long Island tonight. He looks down at his Rolex. I'll tell you what. I'll get us 2 separate rooms in the plaza. Oh, that will cost a fortune. He waves a hand. Nah, I'll get a deal because I host clients there sometimes. It's fine. Andrew is definitely too drunk to drive, and I probably am too, even if I wasn't terrified to get behind the wheel of his expensive car. I suppose we could get a taxi back at the island, but he hasn't suggested the idea. All right, as long as we have separate rooms. He hails a taxi to get us over to the Plaza Hotel. As we slide into the back seat of the yellow cab, my white dress again rides up my thigh. What is wrong with this stupid dress? I'm trying hard to be good, but this dress won't let me. I grab at the hem to pull it down again, but before I can, I notice Andrew taking another look. At this time, when I catch him, he grins at me. "What?" he says. Boy, he must really be drunk. "You're looking at my legs." "So?" he grins. "You have great legs, and there's no harm in looking." I smack him in the arm, and he holds his shoulder, pretending to be wounded. We're getting separate rooms. Don't forget that. But his brown eyes meet mine across the back seat of the taxi, and for a moment, I am having trouble breathing. Andrew wants to be faithful to Nina. I'm sure of it, but she's in a different state. He's drunk, and the two of them have been having problems, maybe for a long time. As far as I can see, she's been horrible to him the whole time. I have been working there. He deserves so much better. "What are you looking at?" he said in a low voice. I swallow a lump in my throat. Nothing. "You look beautiful tonight, Millie," he breathes. "I'm not sure if I told you that, but you should know." Andrew, his Adam apple bobs. Lately, I just felt so. Before he can get any more of the words out, the cab jerks us to the right. I never put on my seatbelt, and I find my body thrust against him. He catches me before I bash my head against the window. His body presses against mine, his breath on my neck. "Millie," he whispers, and then he kisses me. Oh, help me. I kiss him back. And that takes us to chapter 27. Needless to say, we don't get separate rooms at the plaza. So yes, I slept with my married boss. After he kissed me in the taxi, there was no going back. We were basically ripping each other's clothes off at that point. It was all we could do to keep my hands off each other. Andrew was checking us into our room. We made out in the elevator like a couple of teenagers. And then, when we got to the room, there was no chance of trying to be good or trying to slow things down for the sake of his marriage. I don't know when the last time it was, but for me it had been a long time. I was afraid he was going to have to clear away the cobwebs. There was no way I was doing this. I even had a few in my purse when I thought about what might happen with Ensno. And it was good, no more than good. It was amazing, just what I needed. The sun came up in the giant picture window overlooking the city. I'm lying in the decadent Plaza Hotel, queen-size bed, and Andrew is asleep, softly blowing air through his lips with each breath. I think about what he did last night and shiver. Part of me wants to wake him up and see if he might want, but the more realistic part of me knows it will never, can never happen again. I mean, Andrew is married. I'm his maid. Last night he was drunk. It's just a one-time thing. But for a moment, I watch his handsome profile as he sleeps and allow myself to fantasize. Maybe he'll wake up and decide he's had enough of Nina and her crap, and he'll decide he loves me and wants to live with him in his gorgeous home. But then I can give him the child he so badly wants, which Nina will never be able to. I remember those Curious women at the PTA meeting saying that Andrew and Nina have an airtight prenup. He could leave her and it wouldn't even cost him that much money. Although, I'm sure he'll be generous with her. It's stupid. It will never happen. If he knows the truth about me, he'd run a mile. But I can daydream, can't I? Andrew groans and rubs his eyes and rolls his head back to the side and cracks his eyes open. I take it a plus that he doesn't look horrified when he sees me lying there. Hey, he says in a hoarse voice. Hey. He rubs his eyes again. How are you doing? Are you okay? Aside from the sinking feeling in my chest, I'm great. I'm okay. Are you okay? He tries to sit up in bed and falls. His head drops against the pillow. I think I'm hungover. How much did we drink? He drank far more than I did, but I'm more of a lightweight, so it hit me just as hard. 2 bottles of wine. His brow scrunches up. Are we okay? We're fine, I manage a smile. Completely fine, I promise. He tries a second time to sit up, wincing at the pain in his head, but this time he makes it. I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have. I flinch at his apology. Don't worry about it. My voice sounded clipped, and I cleared my throat. I'll go take a shower. We should probably head back home. Yeah, he heaves a sigh. You won't say anything to Nina, right? I mean, we both were really drunk, and of course, that's all he cares about? Ugh, I won't. Thanks so much. I don't see him want to see me that way. I grab one of the sheets from the bed, wrap it around myself as I climb out of the bed, and stumble into the direction of the bathroom. I can feel Andrew's eyes upon me, and I turn to look at him. It's humiliating. Millie, I can still look. What? I'm not sorry, he said. I had a great time with you last night, and I'm not sorry for any part of it, and I hope you're not either. I venture a look at him. He is still laying down, covers up to his waist. No, I'm not sorry at all. But he heaves a sigh. It can't happen again. You know that, right? I nod. Yes, I understand. A troubled expression comes over his face. He runs a hand through his dark hair to smooth it out. I wish things could be different. I know. I wish I would have met you back when. He doesn't have time to complete his sentence. I know what he's thinking. If only we had met back when he was still single. He could have walked into the bar where I was working. Our eyes would have met, and he would have asked me for my number. And I would grin and give it to him. But that's not the situation. He's married. He's a father. Nothing more can happen between the two of us. I know, I say again. He keeps his eyes on me, and for a moment, I wonder if he's going to ask if he can join me in the shower. After all, we're already desecrated this hotel room. What's one more time? But he behaves himself. He turns away from me, pulls up the covers, and I go take a cold shower. And that takes us to 28. Oh my goodness, we all had a feeling this was heading in that direction, but is it a ploy? It is a thriller after all, so is it a ploy? Is it a trick? Is it something him and Nina do? You know, they could be sick about it. What happened to the last maid? And why is the yard man so concerned about her safety? We will keep reading and we will find out if this is all part of the situation that the employers plotted, or is it real? Who knows? Stay tuned. Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. and we shall see. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Hey Dee, good night. Good to see you here. Yeah, I think, who knows whether it's a trick or not, but we are going to see in the next few chapters. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams.